Hello, and thank you all for taking the time to check out this video. I doubt anyone is watching this, so I'm not sure who I'm talking to, but to my hypothetical audience out there, thanks for watching. Now, as of the making of this video, a remake of one of the most influential and beloved games of all time, Final Fantasy VII, has been released and played and enjoyed. And as a huge fan of Final Fantasy VII, it's had me thinking about a lot of things, but especially about an aspect of the game that's been debated for 23 years now. Final Fantasy VII originally came out in 1997, and it was a game changer with a compelling story and equally compelling characters. Amongst these characters were Cloud, Aerith, and Tifa. Romance was in the air, and thus started the LTD, the infamous love triangle debate. And the question was, who did Cloud really love? Aerith or Tifa? Well, here I am to finally put that debate to rest. I plan to show conclusively, in an academic, systematic, and scientific manner, who Cloud's true love is, has been, and always will be, and who the OTP, one true pair, really is. Now, please note that in order to do this, I will be going into detail, so there will be spoilers related to the original game, the compilation, the remake, all of it. So if you haven't played the games or you don't want to be spoiled, consider yourself warned. With that said, let's just get into it. I'm not going to beat around the bush. The answer is obvious and as plain as can be if you've played the game and paid attention. Cloud's one true love is, of course, Aerith. Now, if you're Team Tifa, please don't leave just yet, because this video is actually kind of for you. I mean, those who know, we already know. But for those who are in doubt, please keep an open mind and consider what I have to say. So let's just get into it. Let's talk about what was going on before the game even came out. Square spared no expense in promoting the game, and a huge part of their marketing campaign was this epic love story between hardened ex-soldier Merc Cloud Strife and the lovely, angelic light of a flower peddler that was Miss Aerith. So here we have a promotional photo, or image, as they say in French. And we see Cloud, of course, and Aerith, front row and center.
A story of a love that can never be.
Love. Love between Cloud and Aerith. Even before the game comes out, the devs, that's developers, are telling you that Cloud and Aerith are in love. Now, where's Tifa? In the back. Forgotten. Second string, as always. She done great. This has nothing to do with Tifa. It's all about Aerith, as you can clearly see, which is why she's so prominently featured here in the promotional materials. And really, I could just end the video here. The devs are letting you know, that's developers. They're letting you know what's up from the get-go. And that's the purpose of promotional materials, of marketing. To give you an accurate reflection of what's to come. To tell you what their product is really about. Hello. So we have that. But of course, there's more. So let's look at the game itself. Now, first things first. It's no coincidence that Aerith is the first thing you see at the beginning of the game and the last image you see at the end of the game. It begins and ends with Aerith. I don't see Tifa at the beginning of the game. Where's she at? Who she be? No. It's Aerith. It's always been Aerith. Now let's take a little old, let's look at a little old thing that people like to conveniently ignore. Yeah, what's it called again? The story. L'histoire, as they say in French. We have a hardened, cold as ice, detached ex-soldier. Doesn't care about anything or anyone. Fighting against the evil mega corporation Shinra, who are decimating the planet and its people. And then you have this powerful love story between Cloud and the lovely Aerith Gainsborough, as I like to say. Now it turns out that Cloud is not actually an ex-soldier. He never was. And the true antagonist of the story is revealed to be Sephiroth. I mean, Shinra's bad, but they're not actually the main antagonist. But the Aerith portion still stands. Now, Cloud, let's get real. At the beginning of the game, Cloud's a grade A a-hole. I mean, he just is. We all know it. He treats everyone poorly. But not Aerith. He's like a different person around her. He's light and sweet and flirty and happy. Aerith brings out the real Cloud, the moto, as they say in Japanese. Cloud's true self. And she's the only one who could do it. Cloud drops his walls, his pared. That's Spanish. He drops them around Aerith. I mean, why? Because they're in love. He's clearly fallen in love with her, and she loves him. And all is going well. You have the golden saucer date where she says, I want to meet the real you, Cloud. And it's all romance. Very sweet. I mean, Kate Sith, who has to be the second wisest character in the whole game, he even says it. Aerith and Cloud are perfect for each other. They're meant to be. And if Kate Sith says it, you know it's true.
Oh shit, Kate Sith! Yo! Kate Sith!
And then it happens. Aerith gets skewered like a shish kebab. Like so much seasoned, cubed beef. And Cloud, he's devastated. Broken. Inconsolable. Why? Because he loved Aerith. I mean, imagine, he'd just recently beaten Aerith to a pulp. Given her the beating of her low-res life. Beat her within an inch of said life. Then he nearly cuts her up into cubed meat himself. And then on top of all that, he has to watch Sephiroth skewer her on his sword. His Masamune. I mean, do you know what that does to a man? Well, I do, because it's in the game. It breaks him. It breaks my man down. And then he manages to somehow pick himself back up. And what's his focus? Number 1, avenge Aerith's death. Destroy the man who took her life. Defeat Sephiroth. Number 2, find Aerith in the Promised Land. He says it himself. That is Final Fantasy VII. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the story. That is what drives Cloud, what motivates him. It's his motor, it's his engine. Avenge Aerith and find her in the Promised Land so he can be reunited with his one love, his only love. And if you don't get that, I mean, you don't get the game. That's what it's all about. I don't know what people think is going on as they play the game, but that's what it's about. It's as clear as day. It's all about Aerith. I mean, I don't know if people were filing their nails during all this, but you gotta pay attention to the story details. Focus. And let's go back to Sephiroth for a moment. I don't think anyone's going to deny that Cloud and Sephiroth are arch enemies. Sephiroth is Cloud's arch nemesis. They're each focused on each other, and this is where it all comes back to Aerith. Not only because Sephiroth skewered Aerith, destroyed her, but think about this. So you have Sephiroth. He thinks his mama is Mama Genova. He thinks, incorrectly, that Genova Mama is a Cetra, an ancient, and by extension, he believes himself to be the last surviving descendant of the Cetra. He's wrong. But guess who actually is the last surviving descendant of the Cetra? Aerith. It all comes back to Aerith. So you have Genova Mama, Sephiroth, Cetra, Aerith, Cetra. Aerith and Sephiroth are linked through the Cetra. And Cloud is focused on taking down Sephiroth, who's linked to Aerith. It's Aerith. It always has been. Okay, let's get into this. One of the main arguments that people like to argue is that, well, Aerith's dead. Jadova Mama / Sephiroth takes her out. And their argument is, well, she's automatically out of the races. She's out of the running. You can't sleep with the corpse. Hook, hook, hook. Yeah, well. This is where, in all seriousness, we have to dig a bit deeper. We have to look beyond the surface. Alive, dead. It's not about that. See, what you have to understand is that Squaresoft at the time, but they're a Japanese company. They're of the East. And spirituality and transcendentalism, these are important themes. So you can't be too literal. So, Aerith is dead. But that doesn't mean that the love that Cloud has for her is dead. Nor is the love she has for him. That's the thing. That's the point. That's how strong their love is. It transcends life, death. It's more than that. It's beyond the here and now, the earthly, the natural. It's supernatural. It's over natural. It's beyond this plane of existence. It's interplanetary. And that just intensifies the power of it, the romance, that it goes beyond death. I mean, this is how strong Aerith and Cloud's love is. They don't know each other too well. They've only known each other for a few weeks, maybe. And Cloud is not himself. He's taken on a false persona. But it doesn't matter. They're still in love, despite all that. That's how strong their love is. I mean, that's the ultimate. It's the ultimate in love.